Have you ever wondered about the relationship between your thoughts and the physical world? René Descartes proposed that the mind and matter are separate entities. This dualism suggests two realms, one of thought and consciousness, and another of physical substance. The interaction between these realms remains a profound mystery. Thank you to Thunderbird Perch for making this video possible. If you enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe for more. While Descartes divided the world into two distinct domains, the ancient Indian philosophy of Sankhya offers a different perspective. Imagine a triangle with 3 points. Each point represents a fundamental aspect of reality: matter, prakriti, mind, manas, and consciousness, purusha. Matter, in the Sankhya view, is the substance of the physical world, the building blocks of everything we see and touch. Mind acts as the bridge between the material world and pure consciousness. It processes sensory information, formulates thoughts, and directs our actions in the world. Consciousness, the third point of the triangle, is pure awareness, the silent observer of our thoughts, feelings, and sensations. It is unchanging and eternal, unaffected by the fluctuations of the mind or the transformations of matter. Sankhya's tripartite model provides a more nuanced understanding of the mind-matter relationship. It acknowledges the distinct roles of the material world, the thinking mind, and the observing consciousness, offering a richer framework for understanding our place in the cosmos. Modern neuroscience, with its sophisticated brain imaging techniques, offers a fascinating glimpse into the symphony of neural activity that underlies our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Imagine the brain as a vast orchestra with billions of neurons firing in concert, creating the music of our minds. Neuroscience tells us that every thought, feeling, or sensation is accompanied by specific patterns of neural firing. When you see a beautiful sunset, for instance, it's not just the image that processed in your brain. The colors, shapes, and emotions you experience are all orchestrated by complex neural networks. This intricate dance of neurons raises a fundamental question. How does this electrochemical symphony give rise to the subjective experience of consciousness? How does the firing of neurons create the feeling of joy when you listen to your favorite music, or the taste of chocolate melting on your tongue? While neuroscience has made remarkable strides in mapping the brain's activity, the subjective, qualitative nature of consciousness remains a tantalizing mystery. The interaction problem from Descartes' dualism asks, how can the mind, a non-physical entity, interact with the physical world? If the mind is separate from the brain, how can thoughts influence actions? Imagine a ghost trying to move a chair. The ghost, intangible, exists in a different realm. How can it exert any force? This highlights the challenges of mind-matter interaction. Materialists argue this problem shows a flaw in dualism. How do physical processes create subjective experience? The interaction problem shows the complexity of mind-matter relationships. It compels us to explore alternative frameworks. Section 5. Matter over mind. The materialist perspective. Materialism posits that there is only matter. Consciousness is an emergent property of complex brain activity. Like steam from boiling water, Consciousness arises from neurons' interplay. The brain, a biological machine, generates consciousness. This view aligns with scientific parsimony, but struggles with subjective experiences. Section 6. The Universe in Mind. Exploring idealism. Idealism, a philosophical perspective that inverts the materialist view, proposes that consciousness is primary, the fundamental ground of all existence. In this view, the material world is not separate from consciousness, but rather a projection or manifestation of it. Imagine a dream. The objects, people, and events in your dream, while seemingly real, are ultimately products of your own mind. Idealism suggests that the physical universe might function similarly as a kind of cosmic dream woven from the fabric of consciousness. This perspective offers a radical shift in how we understand reality. It dissolves the mind-matter duality, suggesting that everything we experience, including the physical world, is ultimately a manifestation of consciousness itself. However, idealism faces its own set of challenges. If the material world is a projection of consciousness, whose consciousness is it? Is there a universal consciousness that dreams the universe into being? These are some of the intriguing questions that idealism invites us to ponder. Panpsychism and the quantum connection. Panpsychism suggests consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe. Even rocks or atoms possess rudimentary consciousness. Consciousness is like an ocean, individual minds are waves. Quantum physics reveals interconnected reality at the subatomic level. Quantum entanglement shows particles influencing each other across distances. Panpsychism offers a framework for understanding quantum phenomena. Section 8. Navigating the Labyrinth. Challenges and Paradoxes. Each perspective on the mind-matter relationship presents its own set of challenges and paradoxes. Dualism, while intuitively appealing, struggles to explain how two fundamentally different substances can interact. Materialism, while grounded in scientific observation, struggles to account for the subjective, qualitative aspects of consciousness. Idealism, with its assertion of consciousness as primary, raises questions about the nature of this universal consciousness and its relationship to individual minds. Panpsychism, while offering a grand vision of a conscious universe, faces the challenge of explaining the vast difference in complexity between human consciousness and the rudimentary consciousness it attributes to inanimate objects. These challenges highlight the limitations of our current understanding and the need for continued exploration and open-mindedness. The mind-matter problem is a profound mystery, one that has captivated thinkers for centuries and continues to invite new perspectives and insights. Section 9, The Sacred and the Scientific, Kripal's Bridge Between Worlds. Jeffrey Kripal, a scholar of religious studies, offers a compelling approach to the mind-matter problem, bridging the gap between the sacred and the scientific. He argues that experiences traditionally relegated to the realm of the paranormal, such as psychic phenomena or near-death experiences, offer valuable insights into the nature of consciousness. Imagine a spectrum with science at one end and spirituality at the other. Kripal suggests that these two realms, often seen as separate and distinct, are actually interconnected and can inform each other. Krippel's work encourages us to expand our understanding of reality, acknowledging the limitations of purely materialistic explanations and embracing the possibility of a more expansive view of consciousness. He invites us to consider that experiences often dismissed as supernatural might actually be revealing deeper truths about the nature of reality and the potential of the human mind.